actually, I just saw her today.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. I saw her today, yesterday, and
my apologies. Go back and tell me how, when you report something, male, female, how old, what the primary concerns are.
female's about 72. Actually, usually very fit, but since the vaccination, she's been having a bad time. And she's been having pain in the heart region, pain in the arm, not being able to feel her body properly anymore. She's a very sensitive person, so she's lost touch with her body in a sense, very weak legs. And then recently, very sudden high blood pressure, up to 220, causing hospitalization. Now she's on medication to get the blood pressure down.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to the after, before we answer this, let's go to the after acupuncture.
Okay, so this is the before acupuncture, and now I need to stop sharing again. Sorry about that. And the after acupuncture picture. Look. Here you go.
Don't mind me as I make notes. That's why, don't be afraid to make notes. The way you do a history is on a blank piece of paper. Okay, watch it. 77-year-old female, post jab. Okay.
Wow.
Now, how long after acupuncture was this?
This was maybe 5 minutes. So she had I did the acupuncture session. It took about 45 minutes. She felt like newborn afterwards. She felt very well. She could feel her body again. Her heart rate was much smoother from the pulse diagnosis I did. So everything was much better. She felt really top fit, but this was the picture then.
Okay, so regardless of causation, what do you see here? Just describe, all of you, describe what you see.
Lots of funny looking cells.
Right, a lot of funny cells. Okay, some of them are called bear claw cells. Nick, put your cursor in the middle. Okay, go to the along the 330 to the right. Keep going. 330, not 2 o'clock. All right, those cells, those are called bear claw cells. Okay. Hey, I'm a bear. What do you want from my life? Okay. Those, and if you look at everything else, those cell membranes have gotten super wonky. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Totally.
And you're seeing some candida, and you're seeing it a lot better now. Okay. Don't ask me why, I don't know, but you're seeing it a lot better. Okay. And what's that guy at the top?
Thrombocyte aggregation.
Yeah, I would believe so. And maybe some evidence of it in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position, left-hand side. Yeah, those guys.
Like here?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Those dots I'm seeing are either artifact or crystals.
These dots here?
The little white dots. Yeah.
Yeah. This stuff, yeah.
So go to another one.
Okay.
I'm taking pictures. I'm taking pictures of Annie doing that. Annie and I, like when I come to the UK, Annie and I'd be driving along. If there's an accident and I just jump in, do my thing, Annie's gonna be like this. You know, fascinating.
Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you're seeing cell walls that even the ones that are roundish are crenulated a bit. Okay. If you look at the bottom at the 7 o'clock position, 6:30 position, those guys, those white things in there, I'm wondering what they are. They could be cells that have little bubbles on them, or they could be thrombocyte aggregation. okay?
These ones here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we go to the 10 o'clock position, about halfway up, you see overlap at the cells, a little closer to the middle.
Oh, here. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, you're seeing overlap of the cells, and you're seeing it at a few places. The primary thing you see here is what, people? Different from the before.
Yeah, the unstable cell membrane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cell membrane problem, okay?
Mhm.
And this is why that's the thing you need to notice. Yes, you see the candida, we know it was there. We don't see as many parasites as we did before. So now you're being told that, you know, candida is probably the bigger problem of things that you have to shoot. Go to the one that looks really bad.
A different this in here in this picture here.
No, you have another picture that looks really bad.
Okay, I need to have a look. 1 second.
Okay, if you can just shut
Oh,
your,
can you see this?
yeah, hold on
I
a second.
don't-
Just don't do anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay. No, not that one.
Not that one. Shall I? Okay, I'll just stop and I'll.
Just hold on. Just stop, and this is the one you sent me. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
remember?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so I was just saying one was crystals, one was, B was overlap of the, but what you really see here is a lot of funny looking cells, a lot of cells with cell membrane dysfunction, if you will. Now, sometimes you see this if your focus is towards the, you put a blood drop in and you start heading towards the edge. That's where the cells are going to be congregating. So you're going to see them. If you look at when you're doing this, if you look at your stage, with the hoses in it, and you find yourself all the way on one side of a slide or on the other slide, bring it back towards the middle, okay? Because this may be a false appearance. Overall, these are the same cells, they're just gathered together more, okay? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I want to show you this one. I'm going to show you guys this one maybe because I blew it up, okay? Okay, this is the same one you already showed us, but I think on this one, you can see the thrombocyte aggregation a whole lot better. You see what that
Mhm.
looks like, different from candida?
Yeah.
And it could be candida, but I got a feeling that that's thrombocyte aggregation. Here you see the crystals, okay? But I worry the most about the thrombocyte aggregation. Now, why is it that I'm worried about that in a 77-year-old woman, 72, 77, depending what it is, who just got her jabs, who's in usually good health, and now her blood pressure is going up? Why?
Yeah. Stroke, right?
I'm asking
Dangerous.
a question.
Oh,
Why?
sorry.
72-year-old woman, yes? You said?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. You
Exactly.
reasonably good health?
Yes. Totally. Yeah.
Okay. Takes good care of herself, yada, yada, yada. Gets the
Totally. Yeah.
gets the jabs, starts getting symptoms, blood pressure goes up, things start happening. Why? What's happening in there that you can intervene? Acupuncture, yes, she felt great, but the acupuncture didn't change what the issue was. It's going to be temporary. Okay, no offense. I'm not trying to be offensive. Okay, what did the jabs do?
I think they destabilized her cells, her cell membranes. They created the thrombocyte aggregation.
They what?
The thrombocyte aggregation, that's what's being caused, I think. That's something she didn't suffer from before. Now she has it. with the high blood pressure. So, yeah.
Remember that the reason, and I'm not yelling at you, I'm sharing with you. Remember I sent everybody this?
Mhm.
Yes, I did. I also invite you to the advanced practitioner things. Okay, let me show you what the jabs do. Okay, so now you're going to know what to do. Okay, what the spike protein and SARS does to the mitochondria is actually hijacks the mitochondria. You all have this, so do me a favor, read it. Okay, essentially, normal mitochondrial fission and fusion helps you replicate your mitochondria. Your mitochondria normally produces reactive oxygen species as needed, okay, to kill bugs. It has iron storage, so it's kind of happy, okay? But in the presence of the virus or the vaccine, okay, there's increased fusion, which is not good. Okay, there's an overload of iron in the mitochondria, and this creates an excess of reactive oxygen species. In other words, kablooey, okay? If she has high blood sugar to begin with, it only invites it in more, but she doesn't. Okay, so forgetting all this nonsense, understand that the SARS-CoV and the jabs screw with mitochondrial function and iron metabolism. Remember those points, okay? It attacks the hemoglobin, captures porphyrin. Read how it happens. Don't worry about all these damn, proteins. Just look at the big picture of what happens. There's a massive demand of porphyrins for viruses to survive. Therefore, novel coronavirus targeted hemoglobin, attacked heme, and hunted porphyrins. In other words, it's taken away your ability to clot. Okay. And one of the things that happens is it takes regular iron, turns it into Fe3, which makes it store in the cells. And again, kablooey. One of the worst things it does is create clotting, thrombocyte aggregation. Okay. So did I miss it? I usually do. There it is. Okay. What you're seeing in the thrombocyte aggregation is fibrin. Okay. She hasn't had it long enough to see like I did with all those lines, but you're seeing the effect. What else is the effect? It's clotting. Her blood pressure is going up. Why? Her blood is getting thicker.
Mhm.
It's not perfusing her brain. So they're going to give her massive amounts of blood pressure medicine, which is completely inappropriate, but that's the way they do things. You can give her nattokinase or lumbrokinase or serrapeptidase. Okay, I use nattokinase myself. Okay, that will cut up or break down the fibrin. It will start degrading fibrin and stop what you're seeing in that blood, which is a tendency towards clots. Cause and effect. I don't care how everybody looks at it. When something happens and something happens, it isn't old age. Okay, something happened, and this is what happened. So you're going to want to loosen her blood. This whole thing about the copper, I'm still not sure about, but you can use various things to help. You can do phlebotomy, which we're not going to do with her. Okay, black seed oil will act as a seasonal. In other words, it's a virucide. Resveratrol will stop viral replication. Something else here. Lactoferrin is an iron binding protein. Okay. And then I told you guys that the amaramide handles all of this, all of it. There are books here you can read that tell you what to do and how to do it and which way to do it. And if you go to the AONM and look at Dr. Richard Horowitz's presentation, what a smile. The guy's got to be from New York, and he uses different nutraceuticals, curcumin, sulforain, broccoli seed extract, resveratrol, green tea, and high doses of vitamin C. But the reason your lady is sick, yeah, she had some candida. Okay, but after the jabs, the candida really got kicked up. She became acidic. They started replicating. And did she have a bad wonky cell membrane? No. The jab itself hijacked your mitochondria and directly affected the cell membrane. And the cell membrane, my friend, is the master of the body, not the cell nucleus, the cell membrane. It don't work, nothing works. If mom's not happy, nobody's happy. Okay, I showed you the ATP synthase movie. Remind me? I didn't?
I think you did, but
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
I'll do this very quickly. It's very simple. It's very good. Okay, if you want to see this on your own, it's called ETC animation. Look at it in YouTube. It's made by Harvard.
Plexus 1, 3, and 4.
And I will make this very, very, very brief. Okay, because you can look at it yourself. Your whole body, everything you do. Okay, I'm going to cut off the sound. Is dependent on the mitochondria. Why? Because if you're not producing energy, enough ATP, you may live, but you're not going to live well. This is how we usually look at the mitochondria, but the electron transport chains are all along these, whatever they call them. Okay. Now, these, they have an inner and outer membrane, right? Okay. All of your energy comes from reactions that take place here. And this is what the membrane looks like. It is a phospholipid bilayer. This is the inner mitochondrial membrane. And it literally looks like that, this undulating membrane. Yes, there's loads of other stuff in there, but basically this is what it looks like. And in the electron transport chain, what happens? It pulls out protons, keeps the electrons going, and there's a place to store those protons on the bottom, thus allowing us concentration. Okay? If we had holes in there, the protons would be all over the place. So out in the extracellular matrix, there's fewer protons, but down in the intermembrane space, there's a whole lot more. Why do we need that? Because the last complex of the mitochondria is ATP synthase that you're seeing here, and it runs like a grist mill. The protons go through, turn it, and produce ATP, which looks like those little glasses coming up. Okay, and without a proton gradient, ATP synthase doesn't work. So if you have cell membrane disintegrity, what's going to happen? Okay, what's going to happen very simply is this, nothing. And then the cell starts dying because it doesn't have enough of a protein concentration, a proton concentration to run ATP synthase. Now, if you really want to learn about the electron transport chain, you want to listen to this guy, okay? Because it goes from simple to really complex, okay? Because this is complex 1, this is complex 2, okay, 3, 4, and this is where they're passing off the electrons here, okay, the little teeth. They actually look like Tholians from Star Trek, but that's besides the point, okay? But it goes into how each reaction happens. So it's really kind of worth kind of looking at this. It's about a 7-minute video, which you'll actually understand, okay? But that's why. If you don't have a patent cell membrane, nothing works. Nothing. We all know about the rest of the membrane. It's got, you know, receptors and, you know, protein transport mechanisms, yada, 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 yada. Okay. But nothing works. So with your patient, the whole balance was thrown off by the jabs, which hijack the mitochondria, damage them. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing.
Can I ask, why on earth after Nick's lovely treatment did it present so much worse? I don't understand.
I'm sorry?
Why did the lady's cells present so much worse when Nick had done this lovely treatment on her?
It's a fair question. The answer is anything underlying and genetic predisposition. There's no predicting it. You can, okay, you can. I mean, when my patients approach me about getting jabs, I will answer them individually in percentages of what my opinions are, okay, and why. Because I know their genetics, I know their condition, and I know the probabilities of what will happen. And then if they decide to get the jabs, I pre-fill them with everything they need, okay, and then really hit them after the jab. And I've seen people take, Protovite, it's like 1 or 2 of those little caps, 10 milliliters a day. I have them do that 3 times a day. Okay. Oh my God, does it work? All right. I'll have them start on nattokinase. I will prevent this stuff from happening. Okay. This lady's blood pressure is up and she's in danger of a thromboembolic occurrence because of the jabs. You'll never convince anybody of it. But what do you do about it? Hey, I see thrombocyte aggregation. I see this, I see that. This is what we need to do. We got to get these cell membranes back together, whether you do it with acupuncture, with nutraceuticals, or a combination of both. At least thin out that blood. A baby aspirin every day, nattokinase 1 pill a day, lumbar kinase, serrapeptidase, something. Okay, that lady needs to be protected. I'm not trying to be facetious and I'm not trying to be haughty. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. Okay. My promise to you has always been, I'll teach you how to do this shit, but what I really want you to do is be the best practitioners you can be. And that means giving you information. Okay. And we all learn, by the way. When I invite you guys, and this will be forever, to those advanced practitioner meetings, you might want to attend. I mean, I make sure you get the videos, but that's only now. After a little while, I get pissed off and I only send the videos to the people that actually attend. The information is phenomenal. You might want to look at it. That would have, I realize I went around this a different way, but does it make sense to you why her blood pressure went up, why her cardiac condition got, either was created or got worse, and why things are happening? It's happening. This all happens at the mitochondrial level, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
It's great. Having something actionable is even better. I love studies that come out, and we found that chronic inflammation contributes to autism. Thank you, Captain Obvious. The guy sitting there going, look at what I found. What do you do about it? What do you mean, what do you do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. This is what it is. Schmuck. I mean, literally, that's the way I think about it. You're stating the obvious. You got a great grant. You could give me the money. I could have told you that for 25 bucks. I would have kept the rest in my pocket. Okay. Now tell me what to do about it. They still go by there's nothing to do about it. Anybody want to? I'm looking forward to seeing Annie's blood. Nick, did I point out how you can interpret that?
Yes,
Bloods.
you did.
Did I point out why the changes were there? Do you understand?
The changes in the cell structure, yeah.
Yeah. And do you now have things you can tell this lady to do?
Yeah, totally.
Go about this any other way you want. Okay. But you now have the actionable points. She needs to loosen up her blood. She needs to get the vitamins and minerals back in. The nice thing about getting the jab and this happening, you can take care of somebody and inside of a month, you get everything just filled up again. What's going to happen from this point? She's going to suffer from long COVID, which is another bullshit thing. It doesn't exist. Put a name on it. This way we don't have to treat it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll get off my soapbox.
Thank you, Dr. Jess. Yep.
For you, brother, anything.
I will be in touch again. Yeah.
You know, I'm happy to do a session with you guys just on cell danger response, on some of this stupid shit. The best way to learn this stuff, to learn how to go about things, and you want other points of view, is bring to the table or bring to the group a complex case. And what you do is you sterilize the records, okay? Get the patient's names off. Right, either send the, you know, intake paperwork and everything else, send it to me. I make sure it's sterilized. I distribute it to the group, and we all get together on that Wednesday night and discuss it. I've had several patients, and one person here got one idea, took a kid with 4 or 5 seizures a day and turned it right around. I had totally missed it. You know, I'm not ashamed. I was upset, but I wasn't ashamed because it was really complex. That's why I got friends everywhere. Go ahead, girl. Let me see what you got.
Can you see our screen?
I can see the panels. I don't see the axis.
So they see.
So if I turn this off,
And I think they're seeing the one behind. So when you go back.
So let's go back. Let's close that. Can you see that? No,
I think we see the list of.
You see everything back there. Let's just close everything quickly.
What you might want to do, if you can't figure it out, is
What can you see? I think they see
I see the 02030430.
Yeah, they're seeing these.
Okay.
They're not
So
seeing
it starts to
this.
show.
You could also send it to me in an email, and I'll pop it up for you.
We also just had this real issue with the videos. We recorded them, they were all fine, but when we tried to watch them back, they were really pixelated.
Okay, we have to work on that. That has to do with the settings you have on it. Okay, but for right now, let's look at the pictures, okay?
Can you see that now?
I can't see anything at the moment.
Good.
Until you get used to it, it might be a good idea if you simply email it to me, and I'll oh, there we go. Let's see if we can get now. Wonderful. Put your cursor on either side, on the left or right side, and see if there's an arrow. There you go. You see that arrow? Go,
Yeah.
no, right there. That'll get you to the next photo.
Okay.
There you go.
Now this is before we focused. If you go to the slide 1, this is
Okay,
where I thought
I can see.
I was going to die. There, we thought, oh my God, what is going on? I'm dying. And then we started to clear it, and then
Okay.
became a bit better.
So that was
This
beginning
is without anything. All right.
without
now,
anything.
go to number 3 here. What you're seeing is very tight relay. Okay. And stay there. Okay. You're seeing very tight relay. On the left-hand side, I see a Candida hyphae, which is where that bend is, where the thing goes off like a bend.
Here.
That's the guy. Okay. I'm not sure if we're anything else, but this relay would indicate that you have a lot of acidity. Okay. And given the stressors that you put up with, this is not an unusual finding. Okay. You can go to the next one.
I think it was a focus issue though, because as soon as we focused,
Yeah, it can be.
it was, and it's still relay and stuff,
Yeah,
but
you got tons of.
it was not so blurred.
Okay. You
Well,
you-
what's the third thing? What's that thing in the middle?
Looks like a bird. Looks like a bird.
What is that?
Not sure at all. That could be some kind of gunky crystal, or unless you see it in a lot of places, you can say, hey, I've got a bird in my system. No wonder I feel ticklish all the time. Seriously, unless you see it in several places, I don't like to worry about it. But what do we see? We see Relay in the 6:30 position. I see Candida in the 5:30 position. I see Candida down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other side of that cluster of, I'm not sure what the outcropping at the 9 o'clock position is. It's like almost a white outcropping. Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember that when you're looking at this, you're looking at a two-dimensional representation. You see some pixelation there. So it's just a little bit of getting used to the program itself,
Hmm.
Go ahead and go to the next one. Yeah, this is, I can tell you, I saw Pac-Man one time. I sent it to everybody. They said, who is it? They said, Pac-Man. I said, who is it? Pac-Man. I said, stop screwing around with me. They said, Jess, it's an anaerobe. What are you worried about? Okay. All right. So in this one, at the 6 and 5:30 position, I'm seeing Candida. Okay. If we go to the north here a bit, okay. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but
Barefoot.
that may be that appearance of that you might see in parasites. Okay, if you go to the 9 o'clock position, they got that flat, the one above it.
Yeah.
To the right. One looks like a coin.
This one or this one?
Go down, straight down from there. That one. You see the little edge of that, there.
Mm.
That may be a parasite. This looks like, what kind of oil are you using?
I'm not sure. It came with the microscope. It's the same one that we're using for microscope.
Okay. Sometimes those oils are too thick and they're not good enough. And, I one time ran out of oil and used vegetable oil, and then I found out why you need microscopic oil. Okay, because the immersion oil gives you a certain, I don't know, appearance. Okay, so what I am seeing here is, again, is Rollet and a lot of Candida. If I were going to peg anything here, I'd say Rollet so we know it's acidic, and Candida is definitely a candidate, and is a minor indicator of parasites.
Mm. And that.
And this here?
That's just the cell getting ready to break apart.
And then my blood.
This is really healthy.
Yeah.
Well, something, Annie, without revealing anything, that you've been under an inordinate amount of stress for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay? That is adequate enough for what I'm seeing.
Mm.
Okay, is it just the Candida? Mm-hmm. Now, if you had some protovite and you challenged with it and you saw the change, you might see if these, let's say you gave some protovite and the cells separated, nicey nice, right? Then you can say, well, all that acidity is coming from outside the cell, probably from a massive amount of Candida. If the cells went from this to an incredibly tight Rollet, okay, then you know that your cells are trying to dump out toxins and they're not able to do it, which I would expect with you. Okay, that's what stress does. Stress releases corticosteroids, mineralocorticoids, glucocorticoids, and you start dumping out trace minerals. Your ability to get rid of toxins requires energy, right? It's not a passive thing. So your cells are storing and storing and storing junk until they get enough option to dump it out. Okay, and then when you give him that, you see all kinds of different things. This is the first time you've done your blood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So when you do this, I'd like to actually go through, see how you're actually doing it. Because we can actually make this a bit better with the white balance and a few, okay? But this is good. I mean, you can make judgments with this. And what judgments would you make?
In terms of what? What do you mean?
You don't have, in other words, if this were your patient and this is all you did, okay? What would you have them do?
Alkalize.
Yeah, that's the only thing you could do with them right now.
I
Okay,
am taking bicarb every morning. I have been for a week, but
I'm not a big fan of bicarb.
no.
I'm a big fan of buffers. Okay, but I'm not a big fan of bicarb.
Okay.
Okay, because sodium bicarbonate, potassium, but any of the bicarbonates, when they get into your stomach, neutralize acid, which lessens absorption of trace minerals. And two, you end up with acid rebound. Your stomach is used to being acidic. So as soon as it hits, it goes, ah. Then all of a sudden says, hey, I'm supposed to be acidic, and actually produces more acid.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you.
I got lots of stories.
So I should be using, I'm going to try the the one that you said, written it down somewhere. Provolite, yeah.
Yeah, try that. You know, if you go to Amrita, okay, they'll sell you one little bottle. They charge too damn much. They'll sell you one bottle instead of the three. Why don't you just get that, okay? Because I'm waiting for a shipment to come in, and I'm going to get some over to you at a, you know, at my price, which is 1/3 of theirs, 1/4 of theirs, you know,
Wow.
and, you know, I can get you more of it. But if you do that and you put the, you know, while you're looking at this, you put the Protovite in, swish it around for 30 seconds and swallow it. And at the 5-minute mark, you recheck. Okay, you'll be able to see things. Now, Michelle's about to tell us about other things that she's challenged with, you know, that show differences.
Can I, very sorry, you just said to somewhere to get it from.
Amrita.
We're in the UK and amrita.co.uk. Okay. And it's go to Victory Nutrition International. That's where the Protovite is. And they do sell a single small bottle. I talked them into it a while ago. Okay, so people can try it without spending. I think they're charging a ridiculous. I don't know if they're charging anymore.
It's £90 for the size, not 30 days.
Okay.
£90.
Hold on.
And then the little bottle is £30 or something, but it only lasts 10 days
Right.
because it's like a concentrate.
If you're gonna, it's a concentrate, and hold on, UST to GBA, 30 days.
Ridiculous.
Okay, if I order a case, I can get what they're charging over £90 for, I get for £40.
Wow.
Okay, so when some people say, hey, can you send this over 6 or 8 or whatever, you know, if I ship it, even with the shipping charge, it's a whole lot less. I mean, a whole lot less, you know?
Mm.
And then if you guys do it as a group, which I'm happy to do, you know, you guys can, you know, work it out amongst yourselves, because all I do is take the shipping and, you know, if there's, let's say 12 sets in there and the shipping is $110, let's say, whatever, 12, you know, whatever I sign it to each bottle, and that's what gets added to it. You know, I don't take any profit on it. I only charge what I pay for it to ship
Bless you.
me and the shipping to you.
That's good.
I-
Thank you.
That's great.
But try it and see if it's worth it. And if there's something else you can use that's just as good, that's going to give you these indicators. Okay.
Mm.
But this is right now, all you know is that you're acidic, but you don't know why.
Mm. Yeah. Is this alarming, this blood?
No, not with you. I'm not being facetious.
No, I know, but I would honestly be honest, I'm not scared of it right now. I just would
Right.
rather know.
How long have you been under extreme stress?
Quite a few years, but recently really badly, I suppose, for well, since August,
So
really
let's-
high.
Let's say 5 years, okay?
Yeah.
Now, in that 5 years, don't you think that all that stress has been doing damage to the body?
Mm.
Letting microbes in that don't belong there.
Mm.
Okay. In other words, spies coming in. And that's how things like parasites and viruses and so forth, this actually looks reasonably good. The problem with this is if you take somebody's history and you know they've been under distress and all you do is make them alkaline, you can make that look better. But have you fixed them?
Mm.
Okay. So that's why it's nice to challenge with something, even if it makes it look, just remember, let's say it makes it look horrible. You sit there like this. That's what I expected. Okay. That throws everybody off. Okay. It's like, I expected that. And they're like, why? I gives you about 5 seconds to think. If it gets worse, then okay. And it's okay. You know, this is where you assess what's going on with the patient. That's why history first, everything else later. Okay. You take somebody like yourself who appears in wonderful health, you know, a young, healthy woman, and has been under a lot of stress for a long time, sees this, you know, and you're like, all right, that makes sense that you're acidic because you've been under stress for a long time. Let's see what the protovite does. And let's say the protovite separates the cells and everybody's happy. You're gonna like, that's wonderful. Well, look at you. It's telling me that the acidity or the toxicity of your cells is coming from all that candida I'm seeing, and that's it. Okay, but let's say it goes into this massive, horrible looking aggregation, you know, instead of jumping out the window going, whoa, you know, it stinks to be you, you know, you look at them, you look at this and you say, this is exactly what I expected, you know, and they'll say, huh? So you've been under a lot of stress for a long time. You're probably holding on to an awful lot of toxins. What's happened here is those toxins got released all of a sudden. And if I don't miss my guess, you're feeling a little bit not so hot right now. You need some water? Great, you know. And this just proves that we've got a lot of work to do to get your cells back to where they're actually running. That's why you're feeling rubbish all the time. Okay?
Mm.
You're never going
Thank you. Yeah.
You just, and sometimes if I really don't know what's going on, I'll say, there's somebody you don't see every day, you know? And they're like, huh? And I said, look at this with me, and I'll go follow this thing around and so forth like that. I'm like, huh, okay, I think I know what this is, you know. And you know, they said to me, really? And I love the Pac-Man thing because it really looked like Pac-Man, you know. Wah, 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 wah. And I said it to everybody, wah, 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 wah. Looks like Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Pac-Man. It's an anaerobe. What are you worried about? Kill it. You don't have to know its name. You have to know it's an anaerobe.
Mm.
See you later.
They did look healthy when they were moving, didn't they?
They look pretty good, yeah.
They did look better when they were moving. These pictures make them, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can use the video, but
If you have the video, you know, and you'll get used to it doing the video. Here, what you're seeing, I see a couple of white blood cells.
Oh, sorry, overdone.
You can't get yourself when something
we
happens.
want the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and show.
Okay.
Not focused.
Yeah, that was not a very good one. Let's try a different one.
These later on. What was
Those,
that?
no, those were
Okay.
mine.
Honestly, guys, I want to show you something
Yeah,
that will scared even me. Okay. I was looking at a lady who came in from Iceland. Okay. And here's the video of something in her blood. You ready?
Mm. Oh,
oh god, terrible. What is that?
Now you see what I'm talking about.
um,
Just listen up. You see what I'm talking about? These have parasites in them. Parasites. Okay. Target cell. Not sure what that is. But we're all looking at this, aren't we? Okay. Now I want you to look at the legs here or whatever they are. because I'm going to go back here. Oh, by the way, you see this here? The way that appears, and here, this is all parasitic. Okay, that little lump right there. Okay, you can almost see them moving. Now, watch. And this is a white blood cell because you can see the bacteria in here. But I want you to look at this. I want you to look at the legs as I speed this up. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it comes. Right in front of
Oh,
me.
growing.
Oh, shit. I have no idea what that was. No, I have a feeling it's some kind of mold, but I blew this up because you don't know what it is. You know it's an anaerobe. You look around at everything else and you say to yourself, and I looked at this, you know, with this lady who was very, very nervous. I can't imagine why, because the dopamine was through the roof, you know, and I'm saying, well, you're really fighting. It's amazing you're standing. What is it? What is it? What is it? I'm like, I'm not exactly sure, but I do know it doesn't belong there. And it's probably part of that whole parasite thing. So we're going to all treat it the same way. We're going to start getting healthy, and we are going to get rid of these parasites.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Very, very.
Gets to be, oh, this is one you're really going to like. I like this one myself. That's what I said. You've heard of the program Men at Work? Well, this is white blood cell at work, which is the guy right in the middle.
What is that? Looks like
That's a white blood cell, right? There's bacteria all around it, okay? And if you can just use your imagination a bit, you'll see the chemotactic area where it attaches it attracts in the bacteria. So it attracts in bacteria and kind of sucks it up. It's really interesting to see it in, it's really interesting to see when it's moving around like a,
Like a moving thing. Were
yeah,
those little white bits inside all the cells, were they bacteria? Were they
Those are the
were they
bacteria.
parasites?
no, those are bacteria. Bacteria.
So they're yeah.
Yeah, they what the white blood cell does is put out a chemotactic signal. It gets, this is the lady with all the cancer. Okay, here this is without anything. This is the second month. Okay, and you're seeing like a reasonable relay, a lot of candida. This is what happened when I gave her 9.5 water, 1 ounce. You know, you sit there and you go, gee, I wonder what I'm looking at. Okay. This is an extreme example of relay. Actually just slammed it together. This is with 1 ounce of Kangen water. Okay, this is before at the pH of 9.5. So here in the before, you can see how all this fibrin was laid down. Okay, which you don't see with the 72-year-old lady because it hasn't been long enough. Okay, you see candida real good, and you see a lot of reasonable relay, but you give her some Kangen water and something nasty happens. Okay, so you can't get yourself crazy. You sit and say, okay, what am I looking at? And this is one of those things where, I had people looking over my shoulder and I'm like, That's something you don't see every day. You know, and I started looking at it, and saying, you know, this is probably those cells really, really jammed together. And this was up from another part. This is from another part of the same slide. Okay. Her cells are in such bad shape that just changing the pH of the serum a little bit, you know, made the cells want to jam together, but release a lot of toxins, and they couldn't. They didn't have enough. Okay. This is a better view of what happened. Okay. It looks like a lot of bubblies, right? Then I gave her Protovite, and this is what happened. What's happening here? Anybody?
Well, it's becoming more alkalized and less relayed.
Okay, well, let's go again. This is what she looked like at the beginning. Okay. And the Rolay was reasonably tight, not too bad. And then I gave her just some 9.5 water because they insisted on it. And I got this kind of stuff saying, okay, you know, what's wrong? And then I gave her some Protovite. And of course, I can see the Candida. The cells themselves, if I had to make a judgment, I would say went from a tight Rolay to a loose Rolay, which is most probably from changes in the pH. Okay. This is the dry blood cell, which just shows you that, you know, she's got a lot of reactive oxygen species, so forth and so on. So listen, if you see this stuff in somebody who has, you know, multiple diagnoses, okay, you're not going to treat the cancer. You're not going to treat the metastasis because no one does, no one can. What can you do for this person? Give her cells what they need to work and get rid of the challenges. And those challenges, if I don't miss my guess, this Candida, this may be a thrombocyte aggregation, okay? But I'm seeing that may be a thrombocyte and Candida, we can, you know, go back. But the majority of her films tell me Candida. Her cells still need lots of support, okay? And is that what's going to make the cancer go away? And I remember showing you this. This was now January, and now for something completely different. Okay, this is before. What am I seeing?
Lots of FLCs.
Yeah, lots and lots.
Lots of Candida.
Lots of Candida. Don't mind little. I'm seeing lots of Candida with the
What will,
9.5 water. This is just 9.5 water I used. She rounds it out a bit. So if she rounds out a bit with just 9.5 water, I think we can say that a lot of this may be because of acidity. And it's not presenting as Rolay. Okay.
what are all the spikes?
I'm not sure. Okay, but here's the thing. These little white, yellow spots are me not cleaning my lens. Okay. So if we look at before and we see a lot of spikes and what look like, you know, spikes, and that is eradicated by just temporarily changing her pH to a more alkaline setting. Okay. Which, if forgetting all the extraneous stuff here, look at the cells. They look better. Okay. Are we agreed on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, the cells look really wonky. I mean, they look like stars. Okay. I'm not exactly sure because I know that our cells are still injured, okay, and need help. But when I gave her the 9.5 water, I started seeing stuff like this, which was a rounding out of the cells. Okay. So one thing I do know is that we have to balance our pH. We have to continue our efforts to repair our cell membranes. Okay. Because those cells that you saw, this is the difference, people. The cells that you saw on the original before film are not different cells than these guys. They're the same cells. Okay. This is not a pathological cell. This does not have a different name, you know, which is why the typical microscopists, they drive me a little bit batty because they'll look and say, oh, this is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, okay. How come I can change it in 5 minutes? Okay.
Remind me what the donut cells mean, what they are. When you go to the last couple of pictures, there's the center bit, the donutty look.
They're called target.
The one.
They're called target cells, and they can be about liver problems and different things like that. The point I want you to realize here is that Candida is causing a lot of acid problems, okay? Acidity problems. There's no question because she's got a lot of it, okay? And when you see something like this, that is significantly changed with some kind of challenge, regardless of what the challenge is, then ask yourself what that challenge did. If you're using acupuncture, what is acupuncture doing? Okay, that gives you, so you can just treat it with acupuncture if it makes everything better. But if it makes it worse, what is it indicating? Okay, so you have to know what it is you're doing. If I give somebody Protovite, only because I'm used to using it, okay, I know that it's getting into the cells. If it makes things look horrible, then I know everybody's dumping all kinds of junk out of the cells. I've had some people who were so bad that the Protovite got in, but it wasn't enough to make too many changes. And you see round cells looking just like a whole mess of FLCs. So I gave them another dose, and then 5 or 10 minutes later, everything kind of looked normal. You know, it's just kind of reason there wasn't enough there to help those cells. And now you know that that person's really in bad shape. Here, we know that her cells were damaged by cancer, by radiation, by chemotherapy, you know, by everybody screwing around with her. Okay. And they're still not done yet, especially if only a change in pH will round them out. So I'll go at, you know, I would continue having her drink the water because that's what she wanted to do, and kill off the Candida. You see how you can make judgments here?
Dr. Jess, could I show you a picture of my blood? There was a big round circle in it. And I'm wondering what that is, whether that was a bad microscope work or...
We've got 2 weeks to go.
Please do.
Yeah, or if I'm right, do I have to write my testament?
Well, please do, because I'll help you write it.
Okay, because I might need your help with that one.
Okay, pop it on the screen.
Can you see that?
I will in a sec. Not yet. Can you guys work on?
Oh, I've got to do this share first, screen share. Where's this one? Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there was this in the middle here. Dr. Jess is gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. Michelle is gone as well. No, Michelle is there.
No. But isn't that oil? Wouldn't that be oil? I don't know.
I don't know. It was in a few different places. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on one of mine that I've taken of somebody, and I don't know what. And they're different shapes. They're not circle. They're funny shapes.
There's
Yeah, I
these.
had
They got
that.
their-
Yeah, but that's the edge of the oil though, right?
You think so?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I had the same at the edge of my what do you call it, plate. Yeah.
These don't look too bad. The other ones look quite bad. With these looks quite scary here. I don't know what they are. Do we know what they were?
He just says they're funny looking cells. He doesn't say that they are anything, does he really, Dr. Jess?
No, I think he's saying that the cells breaking up or about to break up. Right. Well, that's what I understood at least.
I think your blood looks all right. Is this a barefoot that he was calling it before?
Barefoot.
You remember earlier he was saying about the barefoot
Yeah.
look?
There.
Oh,
There.
barefoot.
Claw.
Bear claw, called it a barefoot.
Claw.
Yeah. I better.
Guys, are you talking about the guys on the top here?
Yeah.
That's just oil. That's just artifact.
Okay. Good. No
Got a lot of
funny
other stuff
monsters
going
in
on.
there.
All right, in the 5 o'clock position, that's a big thrombocyte aggregation. In the space.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see another slide. Okay, by the way, the way to avoid this is be careful how you when you're putting the oil on the cover sheet. Put it out gently, otherwise if you squeeze and you see a bubble, that's what you're seeing.
Okay.
So I do see some thrombocyte aggregations. I see some Rollet. I see some bubbly stuff, but nothing horrible. Now, the nice thing about this, yeah, that's, if you see cells like that, you see a couple of them here and there, it's not a big deal. That cell is a little hard to judge, especially the one on the bottom that looks like a bug, like a big bug, like something out of space. That's him. Okay, you have to get that under the microscope and kind of play with it to see what it actually is. Okay, the one above, slightly to the left, has the appearance has the appearance of a intracellular parasite. This is interesting. The one looks like something out of one of those cartoon space shows. It looks like, but I'm sure it's an optical illusion from the angle that we're looking at. Do you have any other views?
I think we didn't have too many unless we have to.
Yeah, we had 3, didn't we? 1, 2. Oh.
Okay, that's the same one. That's fine.
Yeah, I think there's just.
Okay.
2. We had videos, but they're not showing properly. Shall I see if
Okay.
it's-
What I'd like you to do is play a little bit with the program. Okay. Remember that I'll turn mine on and share my screen with you here. Okay. I'm just turning my program on, assuming that'll actually.
Yeah, I can't seem to find them right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Wrong thing. Hold on. Where are the two recordings?
Those 2.
Right.
Got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Is that defined? That's all. I'm just gonna share my screen with you and tell you some of the things to look for, okay?
Okay.
Okay, when you're getting ready to put the program on, okay, you'll notice there's a blank screen here. Okay, before you hit, when you hit this, okay, first off, hit the default buttons. So everything goes back to normal. Okay, it goes back to the defaults. You have live and snap. So let's go to snap. I try and keep it at the middle because if I go down here, is not, if I go down to there, that's just not enough. You'll get a lot of pixelation. If you go up here, it's very hard to move because it's gonna, you know, have a delay, all right? The white balance is this little screen here. What you would do is put it on an area that, mind you, I don't have anything on here, an area that's white, and then just hit white balance and it will balance the whites, okay? Then go down to the histogram here and hit auto a couple of times, okay? And it will straighten a lot of stuff out, okay? At this point, mind you, there's nothing on here, okay? You can play with the contrast if you like, the gamma and so forth. Those are the only things I really use, unless I want the exposure and gain. You can read about these things, you know, but if you're just getting that green, okay, you need to work with some of these parameters. Do you guys have this program, right? It's called Tube View. Is that a yay or a nay?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
And you can play a little bit with these color adjustments. You know, if you have a kid and you want to make things on the green side, a little girl, you want it on the purple side, you can just do that kind of stuff. What else? You could always make things gray. If it's a little easier, you can flip the samples. Don't go too many, but the histogram and the white balance are the things that'll get you your picture the best. Okay. Does anybody want to do what? Well, I don't know that I have time for it. 2 seconds. Let me see when my next appointment is. I know it's late for you guys, but. Okay, I actually still have a half hour. Does somebody want to go through or do a live blood cell with us right now? And let me help you clean up. In other words, Lowell and
Yeah, love to.
do you want to do another one right now if you're set up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all set.
Okay, or Michelle, did you have something you wanted to go over?
No, I mean, my camera is still not working like yours. I've looked at getting another one, so I'm not set up for you to adjust the white balance or
I'm
anything.
really happy you haven't taken a hatchet to it.
Yeah. I've had my moments this week where I felt like throwing the whole thing out the window because I can't get blood out of people. When I do get blood out of people, I can't see anything, or I can't do it, or I don't know. I just
Drives you nuts.
yeah. But I've got some. You know, I did get 2, but yeah, it's just been a bit frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about we work through? Let's do either Lowell or Annie, and let's make those pictures a little easier to see. Okay. Let's set everything up, and then, you know, once you're ready, okay, I'll tell you. what I would like you to do is put the program up and then share the screen that has the program on it. So we can look at it together.
Lots of-
So let's share the screen.
By the way,
Can you see that? Oh, is there sound of?
Yeah.
Can you see the screen or not yet? Okay.
We definitely, I think, don't we?
yeah, it's starting up. Okay, put on your tube view. Left-hand side.
Sorry, I was just, okay, share screen. Can you see that?
Yes, good, good man. Alrighty. Right now, just click that for the moment. All right, you got a good format. Go down, left-hand side, go down and start hitting defaults. Just go, yeah, where you see defaults. Defaults, black balance defaults. That's fine, white balance default. Okay, you're good, you're good. And open up the histogram. It's under digital bidding. Below, open up histogram.
There?
That, just go a little further down so I can see the bottom. Okay, hit default on that also. Bottom, there you go. Okay, you can go to the, bring that up to the top now. Okay, so now you're ready to,
On the maximum. Yeah.
now you'll probably find that the light that's there, it may be a bit much. Okay, but let's see. Okay, when you get the blood sample on there.
No, blood scan. Yeah, got it.
This is fun, isn't it? You might want to move the slide around and see. Is that the oil lens you're using?
No, I was just on the lower one. I'm just going to put the oil down now.
Okay. Put the oil on the cover sheet and then use the oil lens. I usually find it a lot easier to look in the microscope and then get it focused from there. Give us a bit more light.
That's it.
I'm not seeing anything else. It looks like they're moving pretty good. Focus. Use the fine focus. There we go. Now, where it says 40% on the top, wonderful. Make that, yeah, bring that up to about 65%. Click it, yeah, 67% there, okay. Just click that. All right, now focus again.
Is that a standard to go for 67%?
No, it's not a standard. It's just what you're, what fills the screen.
Oh,
Okay,
oh my God.
Okay, before you go to, forget the exposure and go to white balance.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to bring it down to white balance so you can just hit white, just click white balance. Okay, there you go. Go down to histogram. Open up histogram
Okay.
and click auto. Click it again. Interesting. Go up to black balance.
Yeah.
Black balance is, just click that black balance, see what happens. Go back to default. Go back to default on the black balance. Okay, go somewhere else on the slide.
Hmm.
In other words, move the slide around. Okay. Focus for me. Let's go somewhere really else on the slide. Like, go really somewhere else.
Oh my God.
That's better. That's better.
Oh,
Okay. Focus it good. Go to contrast and move the contrast to the right a bit. Contrast bar, yeah, where it says color adjustment. Okay. Color adjustment is the one now. I think you just can bring that down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Yeah, that's right. You got it. The contrast. Just bring it to the right. To the right. Your other right. Keep going. Okay, that's good. Now just do a little better focus. A little better focus. It's fuzzy now.
So,
Okay, that's good. There you go, right there. Well, I'll prepare the eulogy.
yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Just
You're seeing some relay. You're seeing a lot of cells that are very, very, very bereft of what they need. You know, there's
Yeah.
parasites, there's, oh my gosh, a lot of stuff. So when you get this, go up towards the top and snap a picture.
Yeah. Can you load that?
Go back.
I just, okay, great. So let's see here.
Yeah. Okay. They're very happy. Yeah, lucky it's this.
Oh my God. Get me out of here.
All right, don't worry about it. Not,
I'm a Kelsey. It's gonna take more than bloody 3. That's what it's got. My duty was to write my will because heavy next year. I should do it this year. He's yesterday. I was up to 2 in the morning. Back into the end of not out. Really, there's not one healthy soul, not one. Let's see what I can do.
who's dying? Focus just a bit better for me, please.
How's that?
Well, you're seeing a lot of stuff that's a little hard to identify. Move the slide to a different area, please. Annie, are you ill? Are you having a virus or something?
No, I actually feel quite well. I've got this ongoing cough, as you know, which has been diagnosed as, I think it's just because they don't know what to diagnose it as, cough variant asthma. But apart from that, I have loads of energy and I feel really well. I eat really well. I take lots of supplements, really good supplements. I have lots of herbs. I drink loads of water. I run, I do yoga. Despite all the stress, I do sort of live a very healthy life. I don't smoke, I hardly drink, I don't drink much coffee. So this is slightly weird.
Well, Lowell, go to a completely different place on the screen, please. A completely different place on the slide. Okay, all right, I was just seeing if it was, okay, yeah, focus in on that one. You're seeing that there's a lot of motion here, which is good. Okay, go to somewhere else where there's no motion. No, you're off the, you don't have any protocol in there, right?
No.
No, if you're off where the cells are, this could be just oil and stuff like that. Okay. Can you just focus, please? Okay.
I have had COVID, but not, I mean, that was back in 2020.
You had what?
I had COVID back in 2000, last March. Don't know whether that would be.
Have you got, okay, we can put the kibosh on this. I don't know why, maybe it's the computer doesn't have enough RAM, but can you focus this a bit better?
How's that?
It's just the cells together, that's all. All righty, guys. All right, shut it down. Because it's just scaring her.
No, I'm okay. I'm not scared. I'm just sort of like, wow. I'm not scared, I promise you. This is that question I said to you. What happens if my blood's come up and I'm a bit.
I'm going to send you some stuff. We're going to do this again, and I'm going to show you the differences. Okay, because your cells, for whatever reason, need a lot of help. A lot. Here's the thing. Does everybody remember Starling's curve? I'm not talking about Clarice Starling from the Silence of the Lambs.
That's what I was going to at the moment. But
all right. Starling's curve. It doesn't matter what the axes are. What you see here is compensation, compensation, that way, compensation, compensation, and all of a sudden decompensation. They use it in cardiopulmonary medicine. So you look wonderful until the point of decompensation, and then kablooey. Okay, so you're looking at stuff. This is an opportunity to start getting your cells back together. Okay, because those cells don't look good.
Oh, they don't. Bloody shit.
You do me a favor, only because I'm still waiting. Order. Now I'll get it out to you. It'll wait. All right.
No, I'll get
Just
some of this
you-
stuff.
Can I also suggest you have a glass of water and just retest? Because I used to have those funny looking cells all the time. It used to freak me out. I'd have a glass of water and they would plump out.
Yeah.
And it just made
That's
a
what it will
difference.
do.
And the other thing that I take, Dr. Jess, I don't know if you've ever done, is hydroxide water.
Yeah, that's the alkaline one.
Yeah, that I don't know if that's the same as what the Kangen water, but this is, I find this really good.
That's good also. Try those things and see what happens. I have a feeling we're going to need to make her really alkaline, and for a short period of time, just kind of dump in what her cells need to work. So absolutely try hydrating. Absolutely. Nick proved that.
I have been drinking loads of water and I've just been drinking coconut water. Sorry, what was that called again, Michelle? Sorry.
It's called hydroxide water. And you need, I mean, the good thing about this is that you just dilute it. So it's like a really strong concentrate, and then you dilute it. And this lasts a lot longer than the Probite, and it works out a lot cheaper. But it's a really high pH water. And I use it for autistic kids that need to be alkaline.
Where do you get that from?
I think I get it from Mandy Mart. I think I can send you a link, but Mandy Mart is pretty good, I think. Because it's a Kerry Rivera KK product, Kerry, a keto Kerry, and she does a lot of supplements for autistic kids. So yeah, I've been experimenting with it on me, and I think it's great.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, guys, I have to get ready for another appointment, so I will talk at you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I'm here
Thank
next
you.
week.
You will be. Thank you.
See ya.